I'll tell you. So today is not Thursday. Inventory day. Okay, inventory day prices would actually be extremely volatile. But if you know how to trade, you can make good money. Because usually on inventory day, so there's something called as inventory data. Okay, I'll tell you something. I told you about OPEC, right? I guess I have mentioned to you. See, I'll do something, guys. So after this meeting, I'll kind of actually share you some reference material that you can read through as well as watch through. So that some reference material related to crude oil trading that I myself have conducted, some theoretical part, like what drives the price of crude oil and all that. Maybe you'll find it extremely useful because most probably you won't find it pretty much everywhere. Okay, so I'll do that. But what I just wanted to say is there is something called as inventory data. I told you about OPEC, Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. Similarly, we have like energy institutes. So there are like two institutes. So one is what we refer to as the American Petroleum Institute. Okay, API. American Petroleum Institute. And we have the EIA. EIA data, energy. My God, I forgot the full form. Energy, something administration. What was it? Energy information.
Energy Information Administration.
Yeah, Energy Information Administration. I forgot the full form. Yeah, so Energy Information Administration. So we have like both the APA and EIA, two institutes that basically releases the data related to the crude oil inventories. That is, okay, how much is the crude oil inventory that is staying? Okay, how much production of crude oil has taken place? How much consumption, like how much supply was there? How much crude oil stock is pending, etc., etc. So based on this release data, so usually American Petroleum Institute data is said to be less reliable. Okay, that their data is actually said to be less reliable. So let's kind of say that American Petroleum Institute, and I'll just give you I can't get too much into the details of this, but let me just give you an example. So let's say that American Petroleum Institute is saying, I'll tell in liters so that all of you can follow. Let's assume American Petroleum Institute is saying, okay, there is 10 liters of petrol that is actually in shelf. In shelf, nobody bought it. 10 liters petrol is in shelf. Stock is piled up. Okay. Whereas, let's say that, okay, stock is piled up, supply is more. So is it good for the crude oil pricing or bad for the crude oil pricing? Supply is more. Supply is more than demand.
Bad.
Yeah, it is bad for the crude oil pricing. So what do you expect to happen to the crude oil price?
Crude oil will fall.
It is supposed to be falling down. We can't say it will fall, but it is supposed to fall down.
Yes,
now let me just give you an example. APA data is telling you, okay, 10 liter petrol is in shelf. Now APA data is telling you, oh no, there is not even 10 liter. There is actually a demand for a 10 liter and we are processing 10 liter of crude oil to supply to India. So what about now? If we kind of hear something like this, so is this good?
It will go up. It can go up.
Yeah, but in fact, like if we kind of actually just realize out for ourselves that there is extra demand or there is draw. We call this phenomenon as draw of crude. Okay, that means there is demand but stock is not there. Petrol is not there. Okay, crude oil is not there, but demand is there. So it is going to be bullish for crude oil. Okay, it is okay. Yeah, you're right. Now, what if so this data I told you, it is not so reliable, whereas API data is kind of coming, which is less reliable, and EA data. So API data, let's say that there is 10 liter crude in shelf, less reliable data. 10 liter crude in shelf is bad for crude oil pricing. Now after that, EA data, which is more reliable or more accurate, is kind of coming and telling you there is they're telling you, no, not 10 liters. We have 20 liters of crude oil in shelf. See, Shabri, your point is right. He is asking like regarding the volatility part, I suppose. Okay. So API data, EA data, API data comes first, EA data comes later. So, Pranjal, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Pranjal. So let's say that initially the API Petroleum Institute data came that 10 liter crude oil is in shelf. After that, EA data is telling 20 liter crude oil is in shelf. So after API data, 10 liter crude oil in shelf means it is bad for crude oil. When the actual or more reliable data is coming, it is telling 20 liters in shelf. So is it going to be more bearish?
Yes, sir.
Initially, we thought only 10 liters is there in stock. Then we are realizing 20 liters is there in stock.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Then it will be
more
very
bearish.
Yeah,
heavily.
then we can actually expect it to be more bearish. Now, what if
Yes, sir.
when the reliable data is coming, they're telling API data guys, they told lies, no stock is there, 0 liters in stock. Then what will happen? Initially will go bearish, then go
Then
nothing,
it can go sideways or
it can
up,
go
down,
bullish.
up, down.
So maybe the price is actually kind of going to fall down when API data came. EA data is coming, it is saying nothing is there in shelf. It can go bullish. It could. I can't say it can or it will. It could go. So all this data can actually be used as a confluence, yes or no? It can be used. It can be used alongside
Yes,
with
sir.
whatever you're already using. But can you trade only on that?
No, sir. No, sir.
Can't. See, none of us can predict the markets, guys. So in fact, like I just wanted to say, like when we were kind of actually trading at futures first, there were like around 62 traders, and each person used to trade a different way. So if there was one golden rule or there was kind of some holy grail that worked in the markets, why do you need a lot of traders? Just one person would do the job, right?
Yes, sir.
So just realize for yourself, no news, no strategy, nothing is going to help you. Trading is all about managing your risk, nothing else. Nothing else can
Yes,
help you
sir.
in trading. Yes,
Yes,
Sayok.
sir.
Sayok,
Yes, sir. Yes.
good to see you. Yeah, I'm going to trail it. So again, an upside move has come in favor of our direction, and we are done with the 40 points. Okay. Yeah.
Hello,
Sayok,
sir.
I'm going to Kerala on December 11th for the meetup. We're planning some live trading and all over here. Try to come. Okay. Yeah. So somebody was asking a question. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Like
See,
if 5 minutes is saying.
yeah, I look into the charts in the 5 minutes after taking the entry usually. But obviously, larger the time frame, the better it is. So if I tell you my favorite is 5 minutes or 15 minutes, like I would say, don't listen to anybody's favorite. You figure out for yourself what suits you. Okay, so I look into the daily, I get into the hourly, then into the 15. I look into the price action in the larger time frame, but I take trades on the short term. That's it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Oh my God, crude is finding a lot of trouble to pick up further. So now we have our stop loss at 6214. Okay. Right now, crude oil is trading at 6226. Too much of hiccups it is facing to pick up further. So let's see what happens. See, I wish this level breaks, and that is what we have been watching out for from the beginning, right? So our 40 point is kind of done right now, guys. Okay. So this is how it looks. Yeah. So for friends, like, okay, done. Good. So guys, like this is how a trade looks like right now. See, Motilal, if you have to trade in Motilal, I would say you trade on Motilal Oswal Terminal or Orion Light. Okay, don't trade in this. Our franchisee clients, anybody who is actually trading on this, MO investor, my friend, you please trade on this thing, what we refer to as, what do you call it? Orion Light. So you can call Balram, my teammate, and he'll set up the platform for you. Okay. So right now we are kind of actually done with 52 points. We're doing around 52 points. And it's high time for us to actually trail to okay, so I guess like we can actually trail to this like a 40 points now, right? What do you think? What do you think, guys? Can we trail to a 2 hour and can we hold on? Anyways, we'll get a 2 hour, right? Like whatever we have risked, we are getting what do you say? We're kind of actually just getting like double of what you are putting at stake or double of what we have put at stake. That's good, right? So is it a good trade now? So what would have happened if I came out at a 20K? Or now do you feel satisfied with the trade? So I know, see, each one of us make these mistakes. We come out too early, guys. So don't do that. Okay. So so coming out too early, like that is a practice that each one of us has done. So if you say no, you never came out too early, then you're lying. Okay. So all of us would do that. We'll kind of come out too fast, but that really doesn't make any sense in the long run. Okay. In the long run, you would be just gambling. Would you keep overnight position? No, I don't do that. Okay. I don't take any overnight positions. Good volume, but see if it's just hit the stop loss or seller the solve. I did that. Okay. Yeah. So other questions. So we had 2 questions coming up. So you can actually ask more questions.
Sir, do you put stop loss on the previous candle's low?
So it depends on the price, guys. So the stop loss actually completely depends depending on the price. So in this case, like we have found that crude oil has finally managed to break this level. That is why like we have right now trailed our stop to our 2R. That is like we have captured 40 points anyway. If the price is to drop below this, okay, let's come out. Else we are settling for a 2R, right?
And sir, as per your experience, how much trend, at least one trend lasts for around 30 minutes or 1 hour?
That nobody can say. How can we say that? That
Yes, sir.
case to
Yes,
case
sir.
will depend. Oh, like none of us can say that. Neither me nor you can say.
Sir, do you give tips also on subscription basis of this
No
crude?
man. No man. Like to be pretty frank, like if I give tips also, nobody can trade it. Okay.
Okay,
Do you
sir.
think you're going to believe me? Like if I ask you to buy this over here, I'm asking you to. Do you think that you can copy somebody else exactly the same way? Do you think you can do that? Don't do.
Sir,
See,
no,
don't
sir.
depend on anybody's tips and stuff. Okay. If you don't know the setup, please stay away from market. You can't
Yes, sir.
exactly copy anybody else, man. That is the truth. You can't
Yes.
exactly copy. Now, even if I show, if I'm trading alongside with you guys, but let me tell you to be pretty frank, nobody can actually replicate the trade exactly like this because each person is going to find comfort in different things. Okay, so none of us can actually exactly copy somebody else. Now, if you feel you can do, that would be like a very rare case. So
Yes,
risk
sir, you are
management is-
perfectly right. Because
Yeah.
my entry was at 6213. You entered pretty 10 points before.
Yeah. So none of so that is what the markets are all about. Okay. So nobody can be the same. So you figure out what is good for you. See, I'm very bad in buying options. I'm really bad in buying options. Okay. So, but I have a lot of friends who are very good in buying options. Okay. So it doesn't suit me. So you figure out what suits you. That's what matters. So each person has something different, right? You get that?
Sir, I think there is a small flag breakout in that green and then small red candles. Then again 2 green came.
Okay. Yeah. You are right. So now it's kind of time for us to trail a bit more further. So right now the price is 6241 and from 6224 we'll be having our stop to 6230 right now. Okay. So we kind of actually just got a chance to trail. So 6230. So right now crude oil is trading at 6241. So there is a very high likelihood crude is going to hit our stop. That is there. But let's see. Anyways, we are done with more than a 2 hour, no? Right? Okay, so next question, please. Next question. Let's have the questions. So once again, just don't expect, now some of you who are completely new to the market, you please don't think every day I'm making profit. But I kind of actually make sure that when I'm losing more, less than, or I'm just losing half of what I'm risking. Okay, so today we traded, like I personally put 10 lots into the trade. Usually I kind of actually trade around 30 to 40 that I trade on the terminal. So I'm pretty uncomfortable in trading in front of Zoom or trading in front of others. That is also there. So just figure out what works out the best for you. You hold on to the winning trades as much as possible. Okay. You please, when you're getting started with trading, I would say you start trading crude oil. If you're trading crude oil, don't trade with one lot also. Okay, you trade paper trade. You virtually trade. You figure out the movement. You understand the movement. Then you think about starting to trade in a real cash. Till then, don't put your real money. When you're getting started, you trade one lot. Then you kind of actually think about maybe adding 2 lots. Then you think about 4 lots. So you keep a goal like this. Every 300 points you catch, every 300 points you catch, you trade one more extra lot. For every 200 points you catch, you trade one lot. So let's say that you're catching a 200 point. If you're trading one lot, now you add one more lot. So in the next 200 points you catch, you add one more lot. That way you do. Okay, or 200 or 300 points, I would say. Okay, and please don't think about scaling from one lot, at least for the first 3 months. So for the first 3 months, you just make sure you're trading the same size. First 3 months, don't scale. Stick with the same size. Then after that, every 200 points to 300 points you capture, you think about adding one more lot. So you do that, then you can actually stick with a consistent manner. You can actually do good. Okay. How do we get the reference materials? Even I'm confused with that. Okay, I'll do something. Can I create a WhatsApp group for you? I'll share it on the WhatsApp group. Okay, I'll just create a WhatsApp group now. Okay, and I'll just share the link now. You join that if you want the other things. Okay. Tomorrow I'll share it. Today, no. Today I'll just have to leave now. So tomorrow I'll just share it, guys. And then you can. So finally,
Sir, in night,
yeah.
on which hour we should not trade? Like after 10 p.m. we should not trade, or like in morning or night, which hour we should avoid?
Okay, good question. So in fact, like I don't trade crude oil till 5 usually. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Why? Because it is more or less like a dead market till 5.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Till like that particular point of time, it is more or less like a dead market. So only after that movement starts. So I'll just share some videos for you guys to read, share some books for you guys to read, some content that I myself have created. And in fact, like I had been writing a blog related to crude oil trading. So I'll just share the links for that. Okay. You can read through that. Will actually help you. Okay. My analysis is good, but while punching orders, I fear or uncomfortable feeling comes. What to do? Only practice will help you. No course or nothing is going to help you. You practice. If your analysis is good, that means your trading should also be good. Either your risk management or something is actually playing against you. You figure out what is going against you. You work on that. So none of us can be perfect, right? So only practice is going to help you. I'll give you the reference materials, guys. So today's trade was kind of purely based on the price, purely based on the price action. And I showed it to you. Where will I get the WhatsApp link? So I have shared a WhatsApp link, I guess. I'll share it again. Can we get OI data for crude? No, you can get, but then like the problem is that Indian market OI data, you can depend on it. Okay, liquidity is pretty less. I see, to be pretty frank, Indian market liquidity is actually not so good. Okay, so Indian market liquidity is actually not so good. Options, especially commodity options, is very bad. It is still developing. And how many of you have traded crude earlier? How many of you over here? To be pretty frank, like crude is something novice. Like people are just getting into this. Most people really don't trade this. I see, if I know 100 people who are trading the markets, I know that almost everyone is actually trading, either they're trading crypto, they're trading stock markets, they're trading forex market, but crude commodity, nobody trades. But in fact, like see, price action works the best in forex. Price action works the best in forex. After that, after forex, price action works the best in commodities. Then I find it to be working the best in index, then in stocks. Okay. So, but still people, they really don't trade crude. I don't know why. Okay, price action works the best in Forex. After that comes crude. So I personally don't trade Forex, but our company trades in Forex. I have a company called Livelong FX, Livelong Forex. So our company, I have two partners also in that. Like we trade in Forex. Our company trades in Forex. I don't trade because I personally focus only on crude and index majorly. I look into stocks also, but a positional major. Do you trade in crypto? In fact, like we have our company working around crypto. You should kind of actually be doing is click on orders. You click on this actions. So it is only limit orders that can be used, you know, right? Stop loss. Keep the trigger price. 6231 is the price that is kept. Currently the price is 6242. Okay. So you can see this over here also. Then what? Yeah, if you want to modify this. So let's say that I want to modify this to 6231. Let's say. So just click on this, change this to 6231 and just click on modify. Be done. Okay. So I'll take the questions now. Any other questions? You say any other question? Okay. Some of our friends had asked to speak in Hindi. Guys, like I understand Hindi. I can actually speak a little bit of Hindi, but then if I start discussing in Hindi, then topic wouldn't be over even in 7 hours. Okay. See, the Hindi that I know is what I learned till my 10th standard, CBSE. I don't know any Hindi out of that. Is there any website for paper trading code? Guys, don't use any website. You write it down. So I'll just quickly show you like how we kind of actually maintain. The journal is outside. You maintain a journal. Are you friend with Kumar Jay? So in fact, like Kumar Jay was one of our community members. Yeah, he's a very good friend of mine. He's also a community member of ours. The script name, the time, whether it is a long or short position, entry price, stop loss, quantity, percentage of account that you're risking, the target price, exit time, risk reward ratio, P&L, the rules that you looked into, etc. etc. Yeah, any other questions, guys? Please share WhatsApp group again. How to use volume properly using moving average? I don't do that, so it's better I keep my mouth shut. Okay. Will there be any slippage? If you're using limit orders, you won't have any slippage. How can I get the link? I'll upload it on my YouTube. Okay. If US30 increasing crude failing, what to do? Exit. If you are in the trade and if you have your risk reward ratio, everything defined, nothing to do, you stick with it. But if you feel okay, it's going to go for a U-turn, you can consider exiting. Let's see in this case. So right now, US30 also has started showing some weakness. Okay. So if this weakness is actually, if this weakness is to actually continue, then you can exit. Yeah, Malayalathil pattu chodikan. You can ask your questions in Malayalam, Hindi, whatever language you want. I understand a little bit of Tamil. Malayalam always is my mother tongue, for sure. I understand. I understand a little bit of Tamil. Hindi I understand. Malayalam of course I understand. പറഞ്ഞോളൂ. Hello.
ബ്രോ മലയാളി ഇല്ലയോ?
അതെ അതെ അതെ.
ഞാൻ ഇതുവരെ മലയാളം പറയുന്നത് കേട്ടിട്ടില്ല, അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ചോദിച്ചത്. എല്ലാ ക്ലാസ്സിലും എല്ലാം ഇംഗ്ലീഷും മാത്രമേ സംസാരിക്കുന്നത് കേട്ടിട്ടുള്ളൂ.
അതെ അതെ അതെ, മലയാളിയാണ്.
എവിടാണ് സ്ഥലം? എവിടാ?
എന്റെ സ്ഥലം പ്രോപ്പർ സ്ഥലം വൈക്കം.
വൈക്കം അല്ലയോ? ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ. ഞാൻ കുറെ നാളായിട്ട് ഇപ്പൊ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്, കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആയിട്ട് ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. പക്ഷെ പെയ്ഡ് ക്ലാസ് ഒന്നും അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല.
അല്ല, ഇപ്പൊ ബേസിക്കലി നമ്മള് കൂടുതൽ വെൽത്ത് മാനേജ്മെന്റ് ആണ്, ക്ലാസും കാര്യങ്ങളും ഉണ്ട്, അത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ.
ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ. ഞാനിത് നമ്മുടെ ഓരോ ഫ്രണ്ട്സിനും ഇത് ഈ ക്ലാസ് ഒക്കെ ഷെയർ ചെയ്യാറുണ്ട്. കാര്യം നല്ല ഇൻഫർമേഷനും കാര്യങ്ങളും കൂടുതൽ കിട്ടുന്നുണ്ടായുണ്ട്.
താങ്ക് യു.
അന്നേരം ചോദിക്കാനുള്ളത്, എങ്ങനെയാണ് പ്രോപ്പർലി നമുക്കൊരു റിസ്ക് മാനേജ്മെന്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നത്?
ഓക്കെ, ഞാൻ ഇംഗ്ലീഷിൽ പറഞ്ഞോട്ടെ, അപ്പൊ എല്ലാവർക്കും. So Albin is basically asking regarding like how the risk can be managed efficiently. Okay, so I guess like his query is based upon okay, so see, what are the biggest problem that happens when you're getting started with trading is that I'll tell you. So just consider trading to be a business. Just consider trading to be a business itself. So what will happen? Do you think that Ambani will be interested in putting all his money into only the petroleum business? Do you think Mukesh Ambani would be interested? He's a very rich guy, right? So do you think Mukesh Ambani would be interested in putting all his money into a single business? Do you think he'll be doing that? So right now, Mukesh Ambani is into internet. He is into the internet business. He's into the education business, medicine business. They have purchased an online pharmacy. They're into each and everything, right? Clothing, whatnot. So what is he basically doing? So what is he? He's diversifying his risk. Do you know Kannada? No, I don't know. So he's basically diversifying his risk across different multiple businesses. So same way, like when you're trading, somebody who's just getting started with trading, what he'll do is, if I have 10,000 rupees in my demat, entire 10,000 rupee I'll be actually putting into a single stock. Maybe that could be a day trade, that could be a swing trade, that could be a positional trade, whatnot. But full money I'll be putting into a single trade. Now what will happen if the trade goes against me? I'll blow my capital. I'll be blowing my account if the trade actually goes against me, right? So why should you be doing that? Rather, you divide your capital into multiple parts and you figure out for yourself how much risk you can actually, or how much capital you should be allocating for every strategy. So I know somebody who's just getting started, he'll be like, okay, 10,000, how can I divide it into 2,000 each and take? So I wanted to say, if your capital is less than 1 lakh, you please don't get into F&O. Don't. If your capital is lesser than 3 lakhs, don't get into F&O, I would say. If your capital is less than 1 lakh, you do positional. You can consider taking positional trades. If your capital is 10,000, you divide your capital maybe into 4 parts or 5 parts. 2,000 into 2,000 into 5, 10,000. You take 5 positional trades running parallelly. Then your risk is diversified across multiple positions. Then it is fine. If 10,000 rupees you have, 10,000 rupees you put into a single trade, if that trade goes against you, you lose the money. Don't do that. So that is the first thing when it comes to risk management. It is not only about taking 2% risk per trade or something. You make sure that your risk is diversified across multiple trading systems. So last financial year, we were trading equity intraday, but this year we are not doing it. Why? Because this year we are finding very difficult to trade equity intraday. So same way you figure out what suits you. So right now we are doing equity positional. We don't trade stock options. We don't trade stock options because we don't find a comfort in that. So same way you figure out what all are the segments that suits your style. Not only those segments you trade, don't trade other segments. Then like for example, commodity. If you're trading commodity, don't trade holder commodity. You trade only the commodity that you are comfortable with. I personally don't trade metals, but our company trades metals. I personally don't trade Forex, but our company trades Forex. Why am I not trading Forex? It's because like I'm not able to give my attention to that. Now, if I want to study Forex, obviously I had to spend a lot of time, but I really don't want to do that because my team is doing it really well. Why should I take extra efforts to study that? Maybe in that process, I lose touch in the things that I'm doing properly. So don't put your legs everywhere. You kind of actually try to figure out what works best for you. You master 1 or 2 segments. That's it. You manage risk efficiently there. Don't get into too many things also. So what I would like to say is you diversify your risk across multiple trading systems, preferably in the very same segment. So these systems should not at all be interrelated with each other. So there is a thing called as correlation of strategies. So all these things are a bit advanced level, what I'm speaking. So just make sure that the strategies that you're following are not at all correlated with each other. So that will ensure that even if one strategy fails, there is no likelihood that the other strategy has to fail, or the result of this particular strategy is not at all dependent on the other. Make sure that correlation is not there. Bank Nifty, I trade Bank Nifty. We trade options. We are majorly into doing directional and non-directional spreads. I don't buy call options, sell call options. I don't buy options just like that. We do spreads. We do non-directional spreads. We do straddles, triangles, covered calls, bear call spread, bull call spreads. All those things we do. Okay. അപ്പോ
ഹലോ കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ?
yeah.
അതെ. ഞാൻ ഒരു ഇതോടെ ചോദിക്കുന്നതാണ്, ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ കൂടെ ചോദിക്കണം. ഞാനിപ്പോ ഈ റിസ്ക് മാനേജ്മെന്റിനെ കുറിച്ച് ചോദിക്കാൻ കാരണം ഇപ്പം തന്നെ ഒരു 10 ലോട്ട് 40 ലോട്ടിന്റെ ചെയ്യുന്നല്ലേ പറഞ്ഞേ ക്രൂഡ് ഓയിൽ. അന്നേരം ആ ഒരു എമോഷൻ നമുക്കിതിപ്പോ ഒരു എമൗണ്ട് കാണുമ്പോൾ ഒരു സ്റ്റാർട്ടിങ് സ്റ്റേജ് ആകുമ്പോൾ നമുക്കൊരു ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു എമൗണ്ട് ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ ലൂസ് ആവുമ്പോൾ നമുക്കൊരു എമോഷൻ എങ്ങനെയാണ് കൺട്രോൾ ചെയ്യുന്നത്? അതായത് നമ്മളിപ്പോ 1 ലോട്ട്
Okay, so emotions, if you want to control your emotions, you should get into it. So that's what I said. You get started with trading 1 lot. You paper trade first.
Okay.
So after paper trading first, then you get into trading real capital.
ഞാൻ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്ത് ആൾറെഡി തന്നെ കമോഡിറ്റിയിൽ നാച്ചുറൽ ഗ്യാസ് ആയിരുന്നു സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്ത്. നാച്ചുറൽ ഗ്യാസ് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്ത് ആദ്യമൊക്കെ പ്രോഫിറ്റ് ആയിരുന്നു. പിന്നെ അങ്ങോട്ട് വലിയ 2 ദിവസം നല്ല പ്രോഫിറ്റ് അടിച്ചത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് പിറ്റേ ദിവസം ആയപ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് ഫുള്ള് വൈപ്പ് ഔട്ട് ആയി പോയി. അത് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്ത് ആലിസ് ബ്ലൂവിൽ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്ത് അത് അന്ന് ലിവറേജ് ഉള്ള ടൈം ആയിരുന്നു. ഇപ്പൊ മാറി മോട്ടിലാൽ ഓസ്വാലായി. പക്ഷെ മോട്ടിലാൽ ഓസ്വാലിന്റെ മെയിൻ പ്രോബ്ലം എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഭയങ്കര തലവേദനയാ. ഒരു ഓർഡർ ഇടാൻ ഭയങ്കര തലവേദന, ഭയങ്കര പാടാ. എന്തൊരു മെനക്കെട്ട പരിപാടി എന്നാണ്. അതും സ്റ്റോപ്പ് ലോസ് നമ്മൾ ഇത് ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ, അതായത് ട്രയൽ ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ ഭയങ്കര മെനക്കെട്ട പരിപാടിയാണ്.
പിന്നെ നമ്മൾ ടെർമിനൽ വഴിയാണ് ട്രേഡ് ചെയ്യാറുള്ളത്. So our friend is basically saying that earlier he was using leverage. Because of using leverage, he had to wipe out his capital by trading natural gas. So as he said, see, leverage is actually very dangerous. I know many people who were like, by using leverage, they have wiped out their account like 10-20 times. So they're crying that leverage is taken away. See, I honestly know people who have wiped out their account by using excessive leverage like 5-10 times. Okay. But now they're kind of actually crying that, okay, no leverage is there. So they're not going to trade. So that is like a habit. So we don't need any leverage, in fact. So just you trade whatever you are comfortable with. Okay. So people think that 2% or 1% or 2 to 3% per month, they think it is very bad. But just realize for yourself, if you can make a 2 to 3% per month, right, that's great. You don't need any leverage for that, in fact. You need systems that work. You need a mind that you stick with.
Okay. പിന്നെ നമുക്കിപ്പോ ഒരു ബിഗിനറിന് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റിയതാണ് ഇപ്പം. അതായത് കമോഡിറ്റി സെക്ഷൻ നമുക്കൊരു ബിഗിനറിന് ഇപ്പം ഒരു ലോഡ് സൈസ് ആകുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് നമുക്ക് ഒരു സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റിയ ഏർലി സ്റ്റേജ് ആണോ? കാര്യം സ്റ്റാർട്ടിങ്ങിൽ നമ്മളൊരു ലോഡ് സൈസിലല്ലേ നമുക്കിത് കമോഡിറ്റി ട്രേഡ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റത്തുള്ളൂ. അന്നേരം സാധാരണ ഇക്വിറ്റിയിലാകുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ഒരു ക്വാണ്ടിറ്റി ഇട്ടായാലും അല്ലാതെ നമുക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. അതേസമയം കമോഡിറ്റി നമുക്ക് ഒരു സ്റ്റാർട്ടിംഗ് സ്റ്റേജിൽ നമുക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റിയ ഒരു സാധനം അല്ലല്ലോ.
Good question. So what Alvin is asking is a very interesting question. So in fact, like, I personally had this question when I started. Okay, so the question is that he's asking, is it suitable for a beginner to start trading in commodity like crude oil? Why? Because I told you, if you are trading in equity, you can purchase 1 quantity, 2 quantity, whatever you want. But when you're kind of actually trading in commodity, the thing is, the minimum size that you'll have to trade is going to be 100 barrels. So his question is that, like, can I actually get started? The answer to that question is, see, when we are trading in crude oil, our average stop loss in crude oil is around 15 to 25 points, between 15 to 25. That is like 20 points. So let's say that you're trading 1 lot crude. If you're trading 1 lot crude, what is going to happen is that if you're having a losing trade, then you will end up losing 20 points. Let's say 20 points means 20 into 100 barrels. That is 2,000 rupees. So 2,000 rupees is going to be the average loss that you'll take in every single trade. Now the question is, will you be comfortable in taking that loss of 2,000 rupees? So if you're fine, okay, I'm fine in taking a loss of 2,000 rupees per trade, then it is fine. You can trade in crude. You can get started, nothing wrong. But let's say that you are panicking. That is, you are getting a big, you are not having control of your emotions because you feel, okay, I'm going to lose 2,000 rupees. I can't. Actually, I told you today, like, the risk that I personally took was around 25-30K. I'm interacting with around 150 people. I'm taking a trade. I'm putting a stake around 25-30K. So that is what I'm comfortable when I'm interacting with many people. That is what I can manage. The same way you figure out for yourself what you can manage. When you're trading by yourself, you want to focus on the trade. So you really don't want to trail too fast. 2,000 rupees. If you feel okay, that is fine. If you're winning, you should be making 4,000. If you're losing, you're losing 2,000. If you can be prepared for that, then you can start, nothing more. But practice. You do virtual practice. So if it was equity, I would say you start with a small capital. But crude oil, I won't ask you to start with a small capital because charges and all are there on the higher side. So you practice with a virtual mode, write down in a piece of paper. Then you think about putting your real hard-earned money. Okay. So Albin, is it clear?
അതെ അതെ. ഞാനിപ്പോ ഒരു വെർച്വൽ ട്രേഡ്, അതായത് നമുക്ക് ട്രേഡിംഗ് വ്യൂവിൽ നമുക്കിപ്പം പേപ്പർ ട്രേഡ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള സൗകര്യം ഇല്ല.
Trading view no vanda. You write it down in a piece of paper. See, trading view and all won't tell you what you did one month back. But if you write in a book, that will tell you what you did 1 month back. It will also measure your progress. Trading view won't do that.
Okay.
Trading view won't tell like how good the trader is, Albin. But if you write it in a book, that will be very good for you also. You will gain confidence. Okay, I did this much work. Oh, I have taken 100 trades. And see, can anyone of you tell how many trades you have taken so far? You can't say until and unless you write it down recordically. If you maintain it in a Google sheet or Excel sheet, fine. Until and unless you do that, nobody can say that. Okay. That's why I say you write it down manually. Maybe you keep it in Google sheet or something, fine. But don't stick for trading. You don't look out for any platform and all. You have a pen and paper, right? More than sufficient. Okay. What are the taxes and a second, Alvin? What are the taxes and brokerage for one? Your break even, I said, is going to be 2 points. It's going to be around 250 points after all charges, brokerage, stamp duty, etc. Okay. Alvin, പറഞ്ഞോളൂ.
ഓക്കെ,
ക്ലിയർ ആയോ?
അതെ ക്ലിയർ ആയി. അപ്പൊ ഞാനതിപ്പോ ചോദിക്കാൻ കാരണം, അത് ഞാനിപ്പോ നേരത്തെ അത്ര ലോട്ടിന്റെ ചോദിക്കാൻ കാരണം, നമ്മുടെ ഇപ്പം ഞാനിപ്പോ ഒരു സ്റ്റുഡന്റാ. സ്റ്റാർട്ടിങ് ആയിട്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞ ലോക്ക്ഡൌണിൽ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തതാണ്. പക്ഷെ അത് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തതും കമോഡിറ്റിയിൽ അറിയാതെ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തത്. കമോഡിറ്റി സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തു. കമോഡിറ്റി സ്റ്റാർട്ടിങ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞു. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞില്ലേ, ഫുൾ ക്യാഷും വൈപ്പോട്ടായി പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞ് പിന്നെ അത് മാനേജ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റാതെ പിന്നെയും നാച്ചുറൽ ഗ്യാസ് അഗൈൻ ട്രേഡ് ചെയ്ത് അങ്ങനെ കുറെ സംഭവങ്ങൾ നടന്ന് ഇപ്പോഴും സ്റ്റിൽ ഇപ്പൊ ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല. ഇപ്പൊ ഒന്നും ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല. ഇപ്പൊ ഓൺലി സ്റ്റഡിങ് മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ. ക്രൂഡ് ഓയിലും നാച്ചുറൽ ഗ്യാസും എല്ലാം ഡെയിലി ചാർട്ട് അനലൈസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ. ഇപ്പൊ സ്റ്റിൽ ആയിട്ട് ഒന്നും ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല.
മതി. So you study right now. See, the more screen hours you spend, the better you get it. Okay. Thank you, Albin. Thank you. So Albin is a student. Okay. So Albin, yeah. So you spend your time for studies. That's great. Okay. So yeah, somebody else was asking a question. Thank you, Albin. What are the taxes and brokerage? That's what I said, man. Per lot, it will cost you around 200 rupees something after all charges. 200.
ഹലോ, കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ?
ചോദിച്ചോളൂ.
ആ മോട്ടിലാൽ ഓസ്വാളിൽ നമുക്ക് അത് നമ്മുടെ ബ്രോക്കറേജ് റിഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്തുകൂടായോ?
ഇതാണ് ഏറ്റവും ലോവസ്റ്റ് ബ്രോക്കറേജിലാണ് ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ എടുക്കുന്നത്. നമുക്ക് മുംബൈ ഓഫീസിൽ നിന്ന് സ്പെഷ്യൽ. ഓക്കെ ഗൈസ്, ലൈക്ക് സി വി ഗോട്ട് എ സ്പെഷ്യൽ പെർമിഷൻ ഫ്രം ദ മുംബൈ ഓഫീസ് ഓഫ് മോട്ടിലാൽ ഓസ്വാൾ to bring down the brokerage charges as well as to increase the margin. The lowest. So in fact, like the charges over here is just like, I guess, 100 rupees extra. Around 100 rupees extra. It's just going to be like 0.01% extra, 0.1% extra as compared to Zerodha. That's it. So we can't bring down the charges here after, because we also have operating costs and expenses, right? So this is the cheapest we can provide. So we got a special permission from the broker, from Motilal Oswal, to provide cheapest rates for our clients. In fact, like for 300 of our clients, 300 of our crude oil trading clients, we have got this permission right now. So for each person, we are sending separate means to activate the margin and to reduce the charges. So this is a special permission.
Sir, I have opened the account, but I haven't activated the margin yet. So if I
contact Balram, so he handles the part, so he'll help you.
Yeah, I contacted with him and I opened the account. I haven't added funds yet. So post funds, he said he will activate me.
Yeah, you can just text him, he'll do it for you.
Sure, thanks.
Okay. So any other queries? Any other queries, guys? How much money needed to take today's trade? If you want to trade 1 lot, you just need only 12,000 rupees. I have more money than that, but why should I tell you? Okay. You need only 10,000 rupee to trade one lot. The 10,000 to 12,000 rupee. Can you share the link of Motilal? Yeah, I'll share it in group. I'll share it in the group. I'll share everything that you have asked. Okay. Like crude oil is gradually starting to show some sort of a rejection. So we'll wait for one more candle. And if again rejection means we'll come out. Okay. Again rejection means we'll just come out of our trade. So gradually crude oil is showing us some rejection from the top. And yeah. So any questions? Come on. Can you conduct one more live trading? Yeah, I'll conduct, don't worry. Just check out my availability. Maybe the next week, maybe the next Tuesday or something, we can do it again. Yeah, crude is showing rejection, guys. It's time for us to come out. 6138. Okay, 6233 right now. Okay, 6233. 6234. Okay. Yeah, we are coming out of the trade. Yeah, we're just coming out. Okay. So yeah, I guess friends, like, so we had a very good interaction. I suppose that I have been able to clarify a lot of queries related to crude, and like some concepts I was able to show it to you in real time markets, I suppose. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. I'll give you the recording. I'll share it on the group. Okay. So thank you. Have a great day. Good night. So we have done a 2 hour anyways. So whatever we have kind of actually risked, we have made double of that. So we came out with a 40K. So that is usually like my risk. 40-50K is usually the risk that I take in a trade. So we have taken out the risk. Okay. So thank you all. Have a great day. So let's catch up sometime later. Okay. Thank you all. Good night.